Even though the basic rules of the dice game are shown before you play a game, knowing the rules and winning are two different things. Firstly though, let's focus on the key rule points, the significance of 1s and 5s, and the high scoring sequences. For the latter, you have either multiples of the same digit or consecutive digits. The dice players are usually found inside inns and taverns. When you start a match, you get to choose whether or not you want to play with a badge or not. Let's not focus on this part yet. We will come back to playing with a badge later. You also get a reminder of scoring when you start a new match, so don't focus on remembering all the scorings and which ones are the best. Focus on basic rules for every game. First off, check if there's a 1 or 5 among the dice you rolled. Then check if there's a high scoring lineup. In this case we have 3 6s, and look at what happens when you mark the 5s. You can always mark 5s and 1s. You will get to reroll all of the dice if you have used all of them, all 6 of them. 1 remains, so you don't get to reroll. Your opponent though gets to reroll all of them because he used all of them. Notice how your opponent didn't take the 3 2s. It was only 200 points. The opponent is greedy though and doesn't cash in on time. He loses all of his points because he busts. We, on the other hand, we roll a fantastic 5 1s and win this round. This usually isn't the case though, and we need to slowly pace the games. If you have any special dice in your inventory, you can choose whether or not you want to use them in the match before it starts. You can obtain these from vendors, for example, or pick them up from different places. Check what they do before you actually decide to use them, because not all of them will favor you.
Today's my lucky day. I can
Now,
feel it in my bones.
One important thing you need to pay attention to is the sight on your point boundary. If you want to take 400 points and roll 3 dice, or go with 450 and just pass. I will go with 450 as 400 is a good boundary to get for one round, especially when the goal is 3000. Your opponent has a really nice 1000, but you will keep getting more and more points. At this point, very important part of succeeding is not grabbing all scoring dice. So you will have 100 points and keep the 5s and keep rolling. Now you have 5 dice rolled, but also not really great. Keep 1 and leave the 5. This way you have 200 and get to roll 4. This should be your endpoint though. 400, but even if you didn't score 400, you shouldn't roll only 3 die. Just keep the rule. Look, your opponent is doing the same. He keeps 1, and rerolls. But if he keeps rolling, he will have a high chance of busting. So right now he has his 3rd roll and stops. That's what you should be doing. 3 rerolls max. Don't reroll 3 dice. That would be the general rule. And right now, you're not doing really great, but let's reroll.
Let it be now. I want to play too, you know.
We've reached our 3 rerolls max quota, and just keep the 300 at this point. There's no point rerolling 3 dice. Let's look at our opponent. He does literally the same, the stuff I told you a moment ago. Keep 1.
That's enough.
Keep 1. It's not like he has a choice at this point, but it's our turn now. We have the 4. 100. We can choose to re-roll the 3, but now let's keep 400. That's the reasonable choice. We can bust with the 3 die. Let's pass it to the opponent.
Aye, that'll do.
He's doing the same thing. Keeping 1.
Here.
He kept 1 even though he could have kept 2 5s. 50 points is not worth it. Now, he rerolls and he's probably gonna bust.
Oh, come on.
Yes, this is what happens when you reroll 3 dice, usually. And fantastic, 4 ones. We get to win this round,
Damn
and we
it.
move to another one.
That can't be possible.
In the next one we will discuss how to play with a badge. If you found a badge, you get the chance to play an alternative version of the game, which lets you choose a bonus depending on which badge you are using. Here's a list of badges. When you start a badge game, you can only choose the ones you've collected, obviously. So once again, just like with picking your special die, you get to pick your special badge, and you will get to use a special ability of that badge during your match. For some opponents, you will have a higher goal of points you need to achieve. In those games, you can also choose a different quota you want for your minimal round of points. For example, when the goal is 4,000 points, you can stick with 300 points. The game is usually much longer, and you get to slowly build up your points this way. Also, this is a game with a badge, so once you get a better scoring that's above 1000, you can use the badge, depending on which badge you're using, of course, because in this game you're using the extra points per round once in a match, the badge, and different badges will give different effects, of course. So the opponent's turn is over, and we will get a really nice roll. If we get to keep the 3 ones, we get 1000 points. With the 5 we had 1050. Click the option to use the extra bonus and you have 1600 points. Now let's discuss consecutive digits. The opponent gets to use all of his dice and rerolls. So this is the other type of scoring, except for the ones when you have multiple same digits. You will get a sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for example, or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can also get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like a 1 extra. We will roll something like that right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we can use the extra 1 to get an additional roll on all of our die. That's it, basically all you have to know when playing dice in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like button, and I'll catch you in another video, so you might want to consider subscribing to my channel. Cheers and have a great day.
If I was you, I'd take it.
Good. Greetings to you.
I could eat.
We're closing. No more beer. Closing up. My God, what a fuck up again. Kurva, to hell with the coin, but that was a work of art.